I'm Laurie from Laurie's Mechanical Marvels, and welcome to the Monday Club.
It's Monday, it's 70th, and the Bronx are fueled. It's time for the Monday Club, featuring your host, Jennifer Kirk, with the help of Puppet Monkey and a wizard called Gandalf. Featuring the sounds of the Glass of Wheat Symphony Orchestra and the musical stylings of Gordon, the Music Maestro. Let's get ready to loco!
A big hello to you. It's so great to see you. I hope I find you well. I'm Jenny Kirk, welcoming you up here to Weir Yard, and it is Monday, and that means it's time for the Monday Club. As always, I have my lovable sidekick, the Cupboard Monkey.
And I'm here too.
Bring back my lovable sidekick, would you?
No.
Yes, my lovable sidekick, creating all the noise that's currently vibrating through the microphone. Yes, Billy's replacement speakers. So, hope we're all well. We've got Rick Morley, Valleys 56XX, Jerry BVR, Harry Sedgwick, Mike at Putnam Junction, Flymo Chairman 1, SHGP Media, Mousehole Rail, the Ellesmead Project, Patrick Ling, Ralph Davey, Wamgok, Peter Jackson, Cheadle Heath, that Transport Collector. Hello to you! Hermitage Road, Ben Tullett, Trains, Kits, etc. says Monday, also known as not Sunday.
Yay!
Absolutely. Wait a minute, I prefer Sunday. I get to stay in bed. No,
Yay!
Richard Swiderski says your figures from... Oh, it's gone off the top. Hint. Says your figure from Model U, will you paint it for me?
Jen is not great when it comes to painting.
No, Jenny has already palmed off her figure, but we have shared the link. So if you want your own mini-me on your layout, you can pick it from N to 112. That's quite big, actually. That's like a figurine.
Who would want a 1/12 size of you? I know someone who wants 10 of them to go bowling.
No, it's like, but can anybody who's thinking of getting one of me as a voodoo doll, just like shave the belly off a bit? I'm trying to lose weight. So we got David Hall says, how are you and how is your helper doing? And we've got Call Me Snake. Hello to you, Ivor Junction, Malcolm Moore, Joe Smith, Martin Holstead. David, it's my model railway, Robert Hall, Oswestry Road, TMD, Stevie Film, SJ Dusty, Nick at Bletchton High Level, Nigel Cole. Big hello to everybody. It is so great to see you.
Jenny,
Right.
do we have a sponsor today?
We do. So the Monday Club today comes to you in association with Roca Prototype Models. The Monday Club comes in association with Roca Prototype Models, where detail, accuracy and value for money go hand in hand. With their debut model of SafePack auto racks wowing model railroaders alike, now is your chance to order these in road names and configurations to accurately reproduce auto rack workings from 1974 to the present day on your model railroad. Order today from rocamodels.com and see the full range for yourself. There we are, and certainly if you want to learn more about the Roca Prototype Models, we do have a video on the auto racks, the SafePack auto racks. Really impressed by them. Peter Joyce says, hi, it's my last Monday Club for 2 weeks as off on holiday to America.
Well, we are available in the United States.
We are.
However, happy holidays.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't forget to look up some of the model railroad emporiums that are out there.
Yes, we heard very interesting stuff from Charlie last week about them, didn't we?
Absolutely. There's a few good ones out there and a lot of really bad ones as well.
Nah, we wouldn't say that. Jenny?
Did you share a link for the mini-me in the...
I did. Jenny?
Yes?
Is there any news?
Any news? Well...
I've heard that you might be available.
Yes. Yeah. My mini-me stand-in is available. So what we're actually... So we, the Cupboard Monkey has just posted that link. I love the way when you post on my account, everybody just knows it's you.
I know, because I say silly things and you don't.
Yeah, if you ever catch me on other streams in the chat, I say sensible things.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. But you can get your own mini-me, and really looking forward to, please do share some pictures with us of mini-me in unusual places. Now, don't just send me a picture of it up your bum or something. Gordon Aitken says, hi both, glad the donated items arrived safely, and that's Gordon Aitken, who is rejoining the Jenny Kirk membership. Thank you so much for that. And of course, Gordon Aitken donated a load of items, and I featured that in a video. I have filmed the video. I'm not sure when it's going out.
Whenever you want.
It may be this Saturday, but certainly really, really grateful for those. And you will see, knocking about the layout, the J52, it did appear briefly on the screen, and the Great Western ventilated van is the one before the Queen Mary break. You can just spot that on your screens, so thank you so much.
Can I also say, for those of you watching in black and white, the green ball is behind the blue ball.
Oh God, I remember those days. When I was young, my great-grandmother used to watch snooker, and I remember going
And of course,
round
when you were young, colour hadn't been invented yet.
Zoe, just be really careful that you don't get kicked down the stairs at high speed.
Oh.
Right, and
Ooh.
I've just been prompted. We're talking a little bit about the Hornby Bluetooth decoders. I've actually bought another one, and as you can see, that means that I have just installed the sound profile on a Class 73. And I know a lot of people are going, ooh, 73, and fitting their Daypol Class 73s with the Hornby Bluetooth sound.
Are you allowed to do that? Are you allowed to cross the streams?
Yes, you are. So I'm going to take that off the track, and I'm just going to accidentally closed the app. I found with, if you get a finicky locomotive or a finicky decoder, if you close the thing and then, let's have a look.
You mean turn it off and then on again?
That's the one. Oh, a problem has been... This happens... Right, but this is...
new gen. Things will happen.
Oh, now, a problem not detected with my device, just the app doesn't phrase it very well. Problem detected with your device, it hadn't booted yet. Right now, so there we go.
Well, that'll do it.
So, I'm going
So if I go
to...
to number one, camera one, front camera, let's turn that on. Come on.
I don't think it's going to be on track.
It's just there.
That's strange. Locomotive number 3 is being a nuisance of itself. There we go. Right.
We can only just see it, but it is there.
Yeah, so here, just underneath the Roker prototype.
What if I just turn the camera a little bit?
No, leave it alone.
Ah, you don't want to be on screen.
So I'm going to import function map. That's done successfully. Import running profile. So this should be all the CVs to make it do its thing.
Make it do stuffs.
Make it do stuff. Yep, that's fine. This is the one bit, though, that I'm not so keen on. The fact you've got to take the locomotive off the track and then put it back on, which if you've got the power bank means you've got to wait for like a minute for the power bank to
Yeah, but even so, it's a small thing.
It is a small price to pay. So, there we go. And...
Oswestry Road brings up a very interesting point. This Bluetooth thing sounds expensive because I've got 70 locals.
You don't have to fit them all.
That's it. Well,
it's less expensive than... let's just see if it goes toot. I've got this awful feeling that it's... it's made a hash of this.
Did you actually plug the speaker in?
Well, the locomotive's not moving. Now, I've had this a lot I've got this awful feeling it's gone messed up to class 56.
Oh, right. Okay.
No, the 56 is still perfectly happy.
So that one's got Bluetooth in it as well?
That one has got Bluetooth in it as well.
Oh, go on. Press the button and show us that they're making a noise, and then come back to that one.
Well, this is...
Did you take it off the track long enough?
Yeah.
Just take it off the track entirely and just stand it somewhere else for a bit.
I'm just... this is one of the problems. Interesting enough, it says 2 connected devices. Yeah, which...
One of them's not my headphones, is it? This is an interesting question that's come up as well.
Right.
How long are Hornby going to support the app?
They say this is in it for the long term, and...
I would say one thing. I saw on my Kindle today when I was just looking for Hornby apps, they've got a Scale Extric one from ages ago. Hornby are in this for a long roll.
Absolutely, and it was interesting that the Hornby thing was like something like number 5 in the App Store on the day of release. So, I'm not sure why. Oh, there we go.
Told you, take it off and then back on again. There we are.
So there's my 73.
Oh! So you didn't take it off the track long enough. It still had some charge in the stay alive.
It doesn't have a stay alive in. Oh, I like this.
What on earth was that?
I don't know, but I like it.
Oh my goodness, we're going to have to update the intro. We need an addition to the Class of 8 Symphony Orchestra.
Get this.
Someone's been having fun.
Oh, right. We shall revisit this.
I need you to do one thing though, Jen.
Yeah.
Turn on the automatic sound randomizer thing.
The what, sorry?
On page 3.
Yeah,
because that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not running it at the moment.
Okay.
So, Hot Dog Pilot 63 says, sounds like Craig. Craig, you've been spotted. So anyway, where's the beverages of choice?
Well,
hint?
I thought for a second you were going to ask for the soundboard. My goodness.
Well, yes. Russell Benton says, I think it's a game changer. I think you're absolutely right. It blurs DCC and DC, so you can now actually run DCC on a DC layout.
XHGP Media. Not that kind of page 3.
Peter
a tumble of 73s. I love it.
Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath says, a tumble of 73s. I just... That is... I can match you.
Are you peckish?
No, I am not.
I'm starting to get really peckish.
Yeah, but you gave me your pizza because you're peckish when we
I only had a couple of slices left. Tonight's I have been summoned.
Pop. But yeah, I think it's a real game changer. And funny enough, the DC running is just a fringe benefit.
I wouldn't say that.
A beverage of choice is actually Fanta Zero Sugar today.
I wouldn't say it's a fringe benefit. You kind of need DCC effects from the way it controls things to be able to get it running, surely.
The fact that it runs on DC is literally just a fringe benefit of the system.
Oh, DC, right, DC, not DCC.
Yes, it does work. We tested it. We showed it running on a Gauge Master if you saw the video. Its main thing is the Bluetooth control using a smartphone.
Yeah.
And it just works. There's so many things that I guess the main thing is the CV editing. It makes it so easy. Simon
I was actually impressed by how easy that was.
It's gone off the top.
It's alright.
You interrupted me. I must interrupt Jenny so that she's not able to...
You love it. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You love it. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You love it. Yes, you do.
Okay, Simon Trains Model Row with showcases. So where does Gandalf and the Tumble of Clowns live in your house? Well, the tumble of clowns is easy. We've got a very small cupboard and they all pile in, and it's weird how they all fit.
Well, yeah.
Including the trombone.
They didn't fit until we painted the cupboard door to look like the side door of a small car.
Yes,
And then all
with a flower motif.
Yeah, they just fit.
Funnily enough, if you go and sniff the flowers on the door, they squirt you with water.
Okay.
Right. Southern Train Girl, big hello to you. Wardle Road as well. Brake van's coming along nice. We'll have to at some point come down and film with you. We'll have to do a collaborative video. I don't know what this mank with walking with two invisible carpets thing was about. Jennifer Horton says, question, what happens if someone tries to call you whilst using the mobile to control your model?
Well,
just
the
like
mobile
with
doesn't require constant connection to the thing while controlling it.
Yeah, what you got to understand is that the trains don't just stop. They're basically just like DCC. They will continue with the last command given to them
In
until
fact, we can
told
demonstrate that.
Wait, what?
Start it up and just move it, shunting a little bit back and forward.
Well, I can't just shunt it backwards and forwards because you're going to ring me, aren't you?
That's it. Just have it go very, very slowly. Just have it move very, very slowly.
Okay, right. So if I put it on, that's not even moving. Oh.
Right, so that's... You said
Dirty track.
that would explain a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So is it moving?
No. It's lost connection.
Because of the track. Right, okay. Well, we're going to...
I don't know what...
Stevie Film says the whole layout logos and everything blow up. No, not quite.
No. The Fort of Charlie Chimp, I don't think the phone call comes through the...
That would be hilarious if it did. And all of a sudden you're just chatting through your choo-choo.
Interesting. Oh, come on! Give me my clown horns! Right, a few technical difficulties here. Why is
Close
it...
the app and open it again.
Ah, come on!
Oh,
We're having a few little issues. Come on, Bluetooth. Oh, work your little thing. Work your little.
Seriously, turn it off and then on again. The app, I meant.
Yeah.
The stream is stalling. Okay, give me 1 second. I'll check that.
How is the stream stalling? We're still running greens on the board.
Yeah, our status shouldn't have changed, but I'll quickly check.
Right, let's boot it back up.
The clowns have sabotaged it, says Call Me Snake.
Call me Snake.
Oh,
Yeah.
stream looks fine at my end.
So, I've got 4 locomotives now. Well, oh, it says it's now connected. I'm sorry, but that...
Send it that way.
Right, okay. Oh, it's very, very prone to dirty track.
Okay, put it on a different track.
Oh, I've got an idea. What about if
Use the other one that's already moving.
Yeah, so...
We'll get there in a second, guys. Jenny is still learning this system. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Right, so you can control that, yeah?
Give me a moment. God. Right.
So we're moving to back rear yard.
So there's a 56 to going around.
Right, you're in control of that, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's still moving.
And I can still control it whilst it's ringing.
Yeah. So there you are.
Hello?
Hello?
Let's just see, right? And I can... are you still hearing me?
I'm still on the...
So, basically, on a phone call, you can still control the locomotive completely independently of the phone call.
Yeah, it's still going. So there you are. That's what happens when you phone someone while they're using it.
Okay, there we go. No, I don't need double glazing. Goodbye.
Hi, this is Joe's Taxidermy and Carcass Storage Solutions. You whack 'em, we pack 'em, rack 'em and stack 'em.
Yeah, I think the problem with the 73 at the moment, there's no power bank in. I think it needs the wheels cleaning. In all
Right.
honesty with you.
Oh, of course, you just got this. It's not running or anything, is it?
Well, no. The Class 73 I've had for quite some time, but it is not run on wear yard for over a year.
Right. And that's So if you cleaned it up before you started, you'd be fine.
Wardle Road says might try and get a brake van update out soon. Looking forward to it.
I still find it amazing that Wardle Road is playing model trains with actual trains.
Yeah. Excuse me. Bit of dust. Ralph Giles says, "Hello, Jen. Returned from Cyprus." The comment just disappeared. As soon as
These things happen.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, hello, Ralph Giles. Welcome back from Cyprus. Hot Dog Pilot 63 says, "If the horn works, it has power." Yeah, it's just
You're going to have to work out what's going on with it.
Yeah,
Because
so
all the other ones are working.
yeah. So I want to just
DJK666, hi, this is the crematorium. You kill 'em, we grill 'em. Oh my goodness! There are lines and they have been crossed.
indeed.
If we go any further, we'll be into the aristocrats.
The what?
Yeah, it's a joke that I cannot, under any circumstances, say on YouTube. Because we will not only be demonetized, the account will be removed. It is the filthiest joke around, and every comedian knows it, and every comedian can pull it out at whatever time they need. It's one of those go-to foul jokes.
SHGP Media says, Ham Shackleton says, "How are Zoe's ribs?" SHGP Media says, "That's my catchphrase." I don't know whether those two are related, but Zoe's ribs are slowly getting better.
At the moment, they're not feeling like they wobble anymore, so it's healing up. They used to feel like they moved around loosely while I was walking, but now all it is just an ache. So yeah.
Yeah, Dave Holloway, the Class 73, I believe, is the full shebang. It's all of the either electric or running on diesel, I believe. And by the sound of it, we've got some quality sounds in there.
Yeah, I love that one. That's just some guy playing randomly with the horn. That is hilarious.
Yeah. Do you think you can do the Imperial March on that thing as well? Yeah, something like that. But I think I'm going to get a power bank. The power banks don't cost too much, but I think it might benefit from it.
Yeah.
It probably actually would benefit from just being run a lot. Clean the wheels. Flymo Chairman 1 says, "I can't get my arm behind my head now to do that joke, Zoe."
Yeah, the aristocrats requires a few movements. We all know it, but we can't say it.
It requires you to throw some shapes, does it?
It's not as funny if you don't do some of the moves.
Wardle Road says standard gauge is the most fun. Yeah, but it's also got the most scope for things to go wrong. But, oh no, it won't stop!
Earlier on, one of your ABC shuttles decided it wasn't going to stop.
Decided
and
it wasn't.
into another locomotive.
Yeah, the ABC shuttle decided it would head for D instead. Richard Swiderski says TARDIS on goods train.
Yes.
Oh, which one?
That one.
That one? Oh, you've dumped it into a merry-go-round hopper, have you?
Yeah.
Hey,
you might also notice, ladies and gentlemen, there are some Hello Kitties on the layout tonight.
And that's entirely the cupboard monkey.
They were here to...
Oh, there's that tumbler. Who opened the cupboard? Gandalf, was that you?
It might have been.
There's no cake in there. I mean, come on, there's a tumble of clowns. Of course they're going to have eaten it by now.
But yeah, you might notice there are some Hello Kitties. They were here to check on the new PAL bricks, but they decided that since they were doing that, they're going to hang around for a bit.
PAL bricks have arrived. This is a production PAL brick.
Yeah.
So, do you want to hold it up?
It's heavier than I thought.
Well, it's no heavier than the William Loud one, which We haven't got a production William Loud in the house, but you can hold that one up. So that's the William Loud and the thingy. Oh, David Scott says, news. I had a conversation with Rails of Sheffield today, and it sounds like the PAL bricks haven't arrived yet.
Oh well.
That's a shame.
They are on their...
I was promised, amongst many promises, last week, to be honest with you. But
They're not still stuck at customs by that package.
No, I was told they'd reached the distribution warehouse. They said they have to count them, and then the pallet goes to Rails. So I don't know whether he's like going 1, 2, 3. Oh, I've run out of fingers and toes again.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Richard Swiderski says second TARDIS on train insiding behind chat.
Yep, that is the TARDIS.
Isn't that the first?
That's the first one, yeah.
Oh right.
The second one, I don't believe is actually visible on this camera.
No, I think you'll find at that angle, that particular location is only visible when I run a camera train, which we can't do on the stream.
I know.
Oh, oh yes, it is, just.
It is there. So, yes, Peter Jackson says that they're all stuck in Eindhoven.
Yeah.
Oh, I will never get over that.
Yes, neither will they. Wardle Road says, started up my first class 66 today. Exciting stuff. But can you play the horns like this bad boy? Right, if I can find it, let's have a look.
Can you find it?
Yeah, for mystery reasons, it's decided not to. I'm having a few issues.
SHGP Media immediately found the TARDIS. Did you also spot the Hello Kitty that's with it?
They did, they just didn't want to draw attention. So, you talk to the nice people whilst
Well, I was making the clown music. Yeah, everyone's seen the Hello Kitty as well. I'm glad. So, what is the new?
Whoever
Sounds an awful lot like you need to go to the loo.
No, it's just Craig. I told this that I wanted to be able to control it via DCC. Somebody asked about how many locos you can have on this app. I've got 4 at the moment. That's just simply, I only possess 4 of the DCC Bluetooth decoders on the Hornby app. I do also have a Soundtracks Bluetooth decoder, and whilst the app knows it's there, it just doesn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, it's a set. You had actually saw a few devices with that, like your hands-free kit and things. That would have been amazing if you managed to DCC control your hands-free, and all of a sudden all you're getting through your headphones is trumpets.
It would be interesting, actually, using your locomotive as a Bluetooth speaker.
That would be weird.
I bet you it's possible. Somebody could do that. Right.
Ooh.
So, I need to...
Peter Jackson says, will there be videos tonight? There might be a bit of a backlog. Yes, there is a bit of a backlog. A few of you have been sending in a lot of videos over the week, which is nice because then I get an idea of how much space we need to allocate on the show. So yes, there will be. DJK666 says, so how do we get the app? Give me 1 second. I'm going to look on the App Store because I have a feeling that it's just there.
I've got a feeling that part of the issue with this is the app... Now, this is something that the app does, which does irritate me, is it decides that it will reset your decoder on the sly, and it's basically the address it resets. So I had this set up as a particular number. I bet you it's moved it to number 3.
Okay, all I did, guys, is search on the App Store for Hornby. The first one that comes up is HMDCC. That's the one you need. So just type in Hornby. There are 2. There's HMDCC and HMDC. You want the DCC one.
Not sure what the DC one is. I think they've had an app up there for some time for another system.
I think that's how they've managed to get this going so quick.
I have no idea why this was misbehaving itself, but we might have got to the bottom of it.
Yeah, HMDC is a different thing. DCC is what you want. Don't think it's on Android yet. It's not, from what I can tell.
I'm sorry, but that's got a lot of play value.
Trains Kid says, are the sound profiles entirely proprietary? Are either soundtracks or Hornby able to use custom sounds?
Neither that I'm aware of. Now, the soundtracks one, all of the sounds for 99 different locomotives are pre-installed, and you can mix and match between them. So you can like change whistles, horns, a number of cylinders. It's very customizable. The Hornby one is based on specific profiles. So you effectively, so for the 73, they've got a profile that is live, and what you do is you install that. It takes, for this, it was about 23 minutes, and it installs that specific sound file onto the locomotive. If you want to change that sound file for something else, you have to install a different one, and it can take anywhere. I've had some profiles only take about 11 minutes, others...
One of them earlier on took about 20 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah, 23 minutes we're looking at.
That's it, yeah.
There's no option to put your own up. Whether that may appear in the future, I don't know. I suspect not, in the same way that it's quite tricky to upload your own sounds to other decoders unless you've got the specific equipment to do it. I like that. Hot Dog Pilot 63 says F2 equals fart 1 and F3 equals fart 2.
Holly Rushton says, wow, someone's got the horn. Which I think we need a...
Interesting. Southern Train Girl says HMDC is for the Bluetooth HM6000 analog control. So that, I presume, means that you connect your smartphone to the base station and control the DC trains using that.
That does sound... And I had a look at the screenshots for that, and it looks very similar to what's now on HMDCC, which tells me that they've used the that as a basis to create the DCC version.
May well be. You know, they've figured out how to communicate with device.
I can't blame them for doing that for two reasons. One, you've already got an app that kind of works, and two, people have tried one will know about the other.
Absolutely. And we were mentioning earlier on about Gordon Aitken very generously sending a load of stuff into the channel.
Thank you so much.
I just wanted to point out from this camera angle, the DCC fitted, and it's actually a factory fitted DCC, didn't know they did it, J52 from Hornby. And I must admit the J52 was a locomotive I kind of ignored. I'd always assumed that it was a very railroady locomotive from Hornby, and whilst it's not the most up to date, it certainly looks really nice. And I really want to thank Gordon Aitken for his generosity that's allowed a J52 to be added to the fleet. What High says the key to uptake of all this is what us legacy DCC users can do with that HM7040 dongle. So we need a review of that. I don't think it's out yet. I'm not sure.
What's the 7040 dongle?
Right, it's a base station that your phone connects to, and then it puts the signal on the track. So it would allow this app to control your regular DCC stuff.
Okay, that's interesting as well.
That's kind of the missing link.
I do want to see that, yes.
So somebody's saying F6. What's on F6?
Okay, that's an annoying sound.
That's what's on. Hot Dog Pilot 63 suggests F19 is Craig's revenge. And absolutely, Cameron Patterson, the American Bluetooth system from Soundtracks is about twice the price. Bear in mind, though, that it comes preloaded with, I think it's 99
Yeah, you don't have to fiddle with downloading the sounds to the chip. You just tell it which ones you want.
My experience is that the Soundtracks one is much easier to use. So for a newcomer, it is simply you install it, bish bash bosh, and you're away. The Hornby one feels a little bit more complex. The Hornby one does actually have a lot more controllability, but it's whether you need that controllability.
Yes.
I found it not quite as intuitive as the Soundtracks app.
Funnily enough, though, I looked at it and went, actually, I kind of understand what's going on here. It depends on the kind of mindset you've got. It's like one of those comics I saw one time. Think, well, actually, this is intuitive. You just have to think like the developer.
Yeah. Iron Horse Railway says there's a lot of soiling of my good name this evening.
Yeah, sorry about that. You'll have to come round and tell her off.
You have to come round and fart here. Actually, you can go and fart in her office and then we'll barricade the door shut. That'll teach you. Oh, that's what the... Are you alright there? What are you doing?
I'm just looking. That is 73124, yes?
What are you... No. Well, stop it. No, it's set up to work off this at the moment.
Fine, I will leave it off then. Because I was going to press all the buttons and make it do stuffs.
Yeah, but you can't.
I was going to make it do stuffs.
Yeah, but you can't, because you're like, oh, it's very intuitive when you think like a developer. You didn't know the button to press to make it respond to the app.
I did actually know the button, I just hadn't pressed it yet.
Guy117, bonsoir, great to see you, and I hope you're well. DJK666 says, I'll need to wait for the app on Android if that's the case. It is coming. Now, contrary to it, there's people online I've seen spreading all sorts of things saying, oh, Android's easier, why is it not there? Android is not easier because Android is an umbrella term for an awful lot of devices that use similar but not the same operating system.
This tablet here that we use for the soundboard that I made for Jen, this is a Kindle. This is a Kindle Fire 7. It's not the same as your Samsung tablet. It's a very different thing. But they're both Android.
Yeah, so for Android to appear, they've got to write a lot more software. And I was talking with George Bogatar, actually, at Soundtracks, and he says what people don't understand is that when you write for iPhone, you write for an iPhone, and you basically cover like around 50% of the market.
Yeah, because Apple basically say, these are our standards, you will adhere to them, and that's it. Whereas Android is, we know there are different options out there, go and do something that works for you.
Yeah, and unfortunately what that means is when you write an app to work on Android, you effectively have to write 8, 9 or 10 Android apps to cover Android. So you're talking about 8, 9 or 10 times the work to be able to do that. Call me Snake. Says Amazon summer sale is on. Lots of Airfix and Hornby deals. Smoky Joe at 32 quid.
There's a lot of deals right now.
Coca-Cola Somerset 69 dudes.
Like I'm just saying, a lens for my Canon camera that we do all sorts of filming on. Price dropped by 59 quid.
Ooh.
It pays to wait.
Guy117 says ça va? Ça va bien?
Ça va bien, merci.
Yeah. My French is not very good. German.
I did love that thing one time though. I have been training for this moment all my life. Today I was in France and someone asked me where the library was.
Yes. However, if they'd have asked me in German, I could have been not quite as bad. A big thank you to Andrew McNeela, who's very, very generously donated £1.99 on the super chat, and says, "Love the channel, love you guys. Thank you, love you." But thank you so much for that. That is incredibly generous and most welcome. Of course, all your super chat donations all go towards keeping the lights on and helping us to be able to keep making the videos that you guys want to see.
Yep. So, Jen, what's in the rest of the news?
Well, the PAL bricks apparently are delayed, which is a shame. But so, I feel like I've got the only triple. But I should do a video and capitalise in on this because nobody else will have that exclusive. If I've actually got the only pack of 3.
Here.
It's a production pack, so I've got... Where's the box gone? Somewhere under...
I think you dumped it in the corner because you needed space in order to put out all the other stuff you were doing.
So I've actually got, it would appear, and it's a white box, so on that camera it doesn't really do very well. So I'm going to hold it over there. There's the box for the PAL bricks. I appear to have the only pack of PAL bricks currently in country. So that's nice. I should do a little video. Maybe I'll put something together. We'll put out a little short. Simon Trains Model Railway Showcase has picked up a few coaches from Macclesfield. Mainline Railways Mark 1 brake coach in Southern Region cost £8, and a Western Region Hornby Auto coach looks weathered as well for £10. Funnily enough,
Nice.
I was over at Arcadia Models, having a browse of Tim's price to sell second-hand table, and I picked up a Hornby 4MT and tender. So this is a 460. You just see it here
Was
behind.
that there a minute ago?
What, the locomotive?
The one that you were just tapping?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't here yesterday, if that's what you mean.
Okay.
But I bought that, actually. Lovely weathering job. It is a custom weathering job. 75062. I have DCC fitted it. It does work nicely. I picked that up for 69, dude. £69. Jerry, there's a lot of people worried about obsolescence of the Hornby Bluetooth app. Well, Bluetooth has been around for at least 10 years, possibly longer.
I genuinely don't think this is going anywhere.
This is not a flash in the pan, and having spoken with the developers, they say that it's not going away, and the profiles and the support will always be there for these.
Here's the other thing. Once the sound files are on the locomotive, they're on the locomotive. And one of the things that I do is I keep my old phones. So even if something wasn't compatible with a later iOS or whatever, you've still got the old phone to run it.
This is, Heritage says, did you hear many channels are getting taken down for bogus reasons, such as copyrighted music in a video not using music?
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
I've not
One
heard-
guy got a spurious copyright claim from Comedy Central for a 2-second clip of his own face.
What?
Yes.
How?
There's something wrong with the algorithm.
But has YouTube worked this out?
They're working on it, yeah. I wouldn't worry about it too much. It will get sorted.
Yeah, but if you're a channel that's been copyright struck unfairly, then
Yes,
that's
it's an
a
issue,
bit of
but
it.
they'll make good. I wouldn't worry about it.
Holly Ruston says, and it says I spreche, but I think it should say ich spreche kein Französisch. Ich spreche ein bisschen Französisch. Warbler Production says Bluetooth has been around since I was still in college, so at least 20 years. And it's a bit like.
I remember when Bluetooth arrived.
Did it go? Ta-da! Here I am.
Everyone went, yeah, all right, and no one seemed to care. And then all of a sudden, all of these hands-free kits started turning up when people were starting to say you can't use your phone while driving.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Bluetooth took off.
So actually, the ban on using handheld phones probably
Is the reason why Bluetooth
But
stuck around.
Bluetooth was there before that happened. I remember that there were hands-free kits before.
A few people seem to be late.
That's Gandalf on the tannoy
Yep.
system.
I'm going to say right now, I am popping out.
Are you? Well, you might want to tuck that back in.
You know what I'm on about? I'm popping out because
What do you
I
want?
really, really, really need something to eat. And
Why
I'm
don't
gonna
you
go get a
have
bun.
a packet of Doritos?
I want a bun.
Oh, well, I can't help you then. Well, in that case then,
What do you want while I'm out?
I don't want anything.
Well then, you don't get a bun. You don't get a
I
sniffle
don't
on the
want
buns.
David Scott absolutely says, hit the like box, folks. Only 72 likes with 274 watching.
My goodness. Bluetooth was introduced in 1998, says Dave Holloway. Yeah,
That sounds
about right.
But the thing is, see, I remember when USB first turned up and nobody was like using it. USB
my
rocked-
my second PC had USB 1 and it had one connector on the back and it never got used.
Well, see, my first PC, I had an AMD K6 300, which was top of the line, and I noticed in the manual for the motherboard it had headers on the motherboard for this newfangled USB thing. I'd never seen anything for it, and I actually bought the adapter board, the daughter board that plugged in, to give me 2 USB ports on the back. And I didn't actually use them for about a year, and then I bought a USB mouse and was sold because I hated serial mice. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of these technologies, they're kind of stealthy technologies, where they turn up and then people suddenly realise how useful they are after the fact. And I think USB is one, Bluetooth is clearly another. Tim Davis says, sorry I'm late. Thanks, Gandalf, who appears to be playing about with an echo unit. A big thank you to Johan, who has very, very kindly donated €1.49 on the super chat, and a lovely picture of a cat. Meow. Thank you so much. Very, very generous of you. Stevie Film says, lock up your daughter cards. N Ash says, a big hello to you all. Ooh. Come on, Gandalf.
Is never late, Frodo Baggins, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Steve Crompton says, hi girls, got a few bargains at Macclesfield on Saturday. A lot of people have actually been mentioning about Macclesfield show. There's some great deals at shows. When I was at Alexandra Palace, I got some good deals. It must be said that Rails not being there has saved me a fortune. Mark Tower says, sorry, I just didn't arrive on time. What have I missed?
A Monday cover is never late, Toto Wagons, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Not really a lot. The production panel bricks apparently are being delayed again. We're getting used to this. So I was promised that they would be at Rails by last week, but I'm told now, that they have not reached Rails, which is a huge shame. AD Pullen says, Jenny, Hornby are doing a live stream tomorrow, I believe, on the new app. Yeah, they've done a few live streams. I think a part of the thing is about just making people fully aware of it. Incidentally, I know that some places appear to be sold out of some of the interfaces of decoders. So what I would say is check out Arcadia Models over in Shaw. Available through their website. They've currently got the full range of the Hornby Bluetooth decoders and stay alives and such like. So if you're struggling to find any particular interface, you can buy mail order from there, and he's got comprehensive stocks of pretty much anything else you want. Peter Jackson Cheadleheath says, I managed a good bargain on Sunday at Crewe, got 5 wagons for a tenner, and this was the Mayog exhibition. It just shows there's some great deals to be had. B2000RO Toys Channel says, hi Jenny and Zoe, on Friday I received a Bachmann large scale 460 Loco. It's just gone off the top. 460 Loco with DCC sounds, lights and smoke. It's very smooth and a nice runner, just needs cleaning and a neat repaint. Yeah, I mean, there's some really great deals about. Dion Wollaston says, hi Jenny, sorry I'm late, been trying to sort Bluetooth.
A Monday cover is never late, Toto Wagons, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Yeah, there's I found setting up on the Hornby app can have a few false starts. Just having a few issues with this little Class 73 here. I'm going to see if I can sort some stuff out. I think it's introduced a mismatch in the DCC numbers. Even though I set it as 7324, it decided, the app would, to set it to number 2. I don't know why. I didn't ask it to set it to number 2. But it did, so I don't know whether that'll sort it. Peter Hart said, KR models have kept me waiting for my fell from October 2022. Poor communication from them. I know they had a problem with the warehouse that effectively meant that they thought they had more fells in stock than they did. There was some kind of error in inventory which fed through to the website, which meant that they accidentally oversold them. And that also means that there was none held back for warranty. There should be another batch coming, I'm told. But yeah, it's it's one of those things, I guess. New company, learning the ropes. But yeah, communication is always something that does help in any business. Oh no, Dion Wollaston says, burned a Daypol Class 59 smoke unit out. That is a shame. I know the smoke units can be finicky. If you run them dry, they can overheat. Katie Walker, big hello to you. Great to see you. Hope I find you well. Rick Morley says, which decoders should you avoid? Are some just poor quality? Lace. Avoid like the plague. They're actually a knockoff of the old, like the DCC Concepts ruby ones. They like used to come in the red shrink wrap. They have a lot of issues with failure rates and long-term support. So if your decoder blows outside of a year and it's nothing that you did wrong, it was just because they quite often go weird, you're on your own, unfortunately. So I cannot recommend Lace in any way. CT Electronica I found a bit flaky. I've not seen them new decoders from them in a long time, but certainly I've seen a lot of sound decoders from probably about 15 years ago or so, and I find them to be a little bit difficult to set up. They have a habit of defaulting to a short address, which is then really difficult to make them understand long addresses again. Flymo Chairman 1, thank you so much. Says Model U 3D, model of Jenny. There's a link there if you want to buy a Mini-Me. And we're really keen to see, if you do get a Mini-Me, then we'd love to see pictures of where you end up putting me. Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath asks, what are these AE decoders like? AE decoders, a really good brand. They're actually they're made by AE Electronics out in China, and DCC Concepts is handling UK wholesale and warranty issues, and DCC Concepts wouldn't do that lightly. They're very, very picky. If something doesn't come up to standard, they wouldn't touch it. So AE decoders, if I need budget decoders at a show, they tend to be the ones that I buy if I can't find the Trainomatic ones. 3B Rail, thank you so much for your generosity, donating £10 on the super chat. Thank you so much. It's a small donation for the JK2 channel. Keep up the great work. And of course, the JK2 channel has launched. I've only got a couple of videos on there, but do check it out. Like, share and subscribe. Iron Horse Railway says, with decoders I stick to ESU/Soundtrack, Zemo, DCC Concepts, AE decoders. Never had any issues from these units. Yes, I would agree with all of those. To those I would also add Trainomatic. Never had a problem with those. Will Tucker says, thanks Jenny, your promotion of Arcadia has already made inroads into my wish list there. Excellent. Like I said, Tim at Arcadia, when I was in earlier today, he had good stocks of all of the Hornby Bluetooth decoders. If you're struggling to find the interface that you want, he told me that he's got like 10 of each, plus the power banks. And I have to say, the power banks are great, and they're solder-free plug-in. So no soldering at all. And I know soldering, it's like you might as well say, and you need to sacrifice some fresh virgin's blood at midnight on a full moon. David Scott says, Jenny, are you at the York show over the Easter weekend? I'm not there displaying or on a stand or as a guest or anything. I used to always do the York show with my father. It was actually very much a every single year. My dad and I used to go there. I must talk to him actually. Maybe we'll relive good times and go back and visit. I don't know. No immediate plans, but never say never. Dong It's Model Railway asks, are the HAAs going around to Curascale, Cavalex or Hornby? Those particular ones are the Curascale ones. They sent me 2 triple packs. They're the ones that I got from them for review, and I decided a Class 56 really needed to be on a heavy coal train, so I've sorted out all of my HEAs, which are all Bachmann, and all of my HAAs, although I think then they may not all be HAAs. Some of them might be like HMAs, I'm not sure, but I just thought it was appropriate for a nice long coal train. Just looking down. So Mark Tower says, I got one of them Stania kitchen cars in blue for 50 at Ali Pally. It's now going into BR Maroon. I got some bargains at Ali Pally, as you know, Jenny. Absolutely. There was some great stuff about, and I do like those blue, the ones which match up with like the Coronation, streamlined Coronation locomotive. There was some deals on as well if you wanted to buy the full set. I noticed a few of the retailers that were doing a deal that if you bought one of each, then you got them at like several pounds less per thingy. James Pets, big hello to you, says, I have ordered a mini Jenny. She will be digging allotments in N-gauge. Haha! I do please send some pictures. I would love to see. Mike at Putnam Junction says, can you put a link to JK2 please? When the Cupboard Monkey rematerialises, we will do that. Warbler Productions asks, will you be going to the Statfold show this coming weekend, Jenny? Again, possibly. We will see. I know that there's a few... Oh! No. I saw you, you little... No. Come here, you. I don't know what you're doing. No. Oh, you bloody thing. Oh. Right. Just give me one moment. I saw it. Little shit just decided it would do its thing.
I'll be there in a second.
Would you believe it? So basically the ABC shuttle just overran because it's being a big fat slurpy poopy head. So actually what I'm going to do is not run that anymore. Yes, Ruben, after you did just see a collision. Not planned, but it happened. So I'm just going to put that tanker back there. And can I... Let me just... Come here, you. Select loco. 900. And stop that one. So that now shouldn't go anywhere. I don't know why it's doing it. It's clearly decided...
It's looking for attention.
Yes. Right, people are asking for a link to JK2.
Yeah, no problem.
And also,
Sorry,
if you want to put up a link as well to buying a mini me.
Okay. Sorry about that. Normally I wouldn't run off in the middle of a show, but I am.
Simon Train's Mother Railway Showcase. I'm not actually sure what I said. I probably did, to be honest.
What's wrong?
Apparently I may.
No, you said a poopy head.
Oh, I'm sure. Apparently I did. So that was my go-to response.
Oh my goodness.
Luckily.
So I step away and you start swearing.
Yeah.
Like a sweary swearer.
What did you get? Oh, no, they're cans of our beverage of choice.
Yeah.
So, there's a... a tumble of clowns passing through. One with a trombone. Oh, wait. Well, I'm sure I could choke one down.
Nice.
Look, if you don't swear in the first 30 seconds, it's not too bad.
Yeah, YouTube don't demonetize you for that bit. Okay, I'm going to find Jenny Kirk too, and I'm going to bring in a link. Send in the linky links. The linky poos. You love to watch it.
Yeah, Don Gets Mother Railway says, that's the problem with the DCC concept shuttle. If you interrupt the sequence whilst it's in the braking zone, it doesn't know which way it should start back up.
Yeah.
And I've noticed it's one of the braking zones. The one where it's heading into it going forwards, it then gets confused and keeps going. Oh, Iron Horse Railway says, Jenny, you're apparently already on back order.
That's because you didn't spend long enough standing there,
I think no, it may also be because they're made to order. So don't despair. If it says it's on back order, they're really good at Model U. They will get it turned around really quick. They will have top men with pipes and everything. We'll have printers running all night.
Will they have top men with top hats?
Absolutely.
Absolutely topping.
And you can buy a model of the top men with the top hats. They've got Isambard, Kingdom, Brunel. But don't despair, they will get them turned around
How
really,
on earth
really
did you
quickly.
get in the same catalogue as Isambard, Kingdom, Brunel?
Wasn't easy.
Did you sneak in when no one was looking? Oh, Gary B. I threw a Bluetooth decoder in a lake. Now it's sinking. That deserves the trombone. That is hilariously bad. So,
Cameron Patterson says, good night all from Glasgow. Got to go. See you all next week.
thank you for
Take
coming
care.
along. Have a great night. Take care. Right on track from Model U says, we have lots of Jenny printing overnight.
Excellent.
Oh dear. So, is there any other news?
Not really.
Slow news week. Excellent. Actually, no news is good news in many ways.
All of the Statfold barn wagons have been released and are out there, and they will be ready to appear on all of the exhibits at the Statfold Barn Model Railway exhibition.
Excellent.
Which do you want to go to next
Well,
weekend? It's quite a journey, but
I can't remember if I have something on. I've got to check, because I do have an appointment coming up to check on this second tumour.
you haven't told people about that. So they'll be like,
right.
you just said the magic T
Okay,
word.
sorry. Guys, do not worry. While I was getting some ultrasound scans for the big tumour that's been causing me a lot of trouble, which is not cancer, it's just a giant benign thing that's causing me a lot of pain, they found a second one. And it's not. They think it's not cancer as well, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Do not worry about it. I am not worried, and you shouldn't be either. But we have to keep an eye on it, and I have an appointment coming up for that. So I've got to work out whether that's coming up this weekend or it's a weekend after. If it's later on, then yeah, we can go to Stafford.
It's actually on the weekend.
I can't remember when it is, so I've got to work it out.
Talk to the people that got the mouthful.
Oh, Comics Lake says there's a Collectors Club exclusive A4 announcement.
What?
I didn't know it was an A4. I showed you it.
I thought it was a P2.
Yeah. So I'll have a look for that. Zoe Davis says, this might be one for Zoe. You should be able to upload your own CERN files to the chips. Just replace the supply file with your file, which should be easy enough. Yeah, I think you'd have to be able to access the chip, though.
That's the problem. You'd need the software to be able to do it. I don't think it's impossible. Far from it. But for most people, it's tricky. Iron Horse Railway says, a giant benign thing that's causing me pain. I have oftentimes been remarked upon thusly. So yeah, for a moment people thought you were talking about me.
Well, I wouldn't call you a giant benign thing calling me pain. Oh, it is.
Is it what? Let's have a look.
It's an A... No, it's a P2.
I said
it
a
looks
P2.
like an A4, though.
I know. No, it's a P2. It's Thane of Fife in its Bugatti streamlined version.
Bugatti Streamline. Is that a real thing?
Yes.
Cool. So if
Oh,
anyone
no.
says that they need a Bugatti, you can send them one of them. Cool.
Tim's model trains some different videos. Can we look at the Jenny thing? Actually, you've got.
I'll go and get it.
No, I mean we've got a picture of it
Yeah.
that we can put on screen.
All right. Give me a second.
So, Cupboard Monkey is on the case. Gordon Hanning says my router has just broken down. Oh, hate it when that happens.
Yeah, that's never a good thing.
XRCun42 says it's a P2 after Cock of the North and Earl Marischal. The rest of the P2s had that kind of nose on them. So, don't forget to tickle that like, by the way, and share the stream.
Yeah. You
too.
don't have to just like the tickle button. You can tickle the like button.
Something like
I don't know what I'm saying.
That's alright, now the people.
So here you are, in all your glory.
Mark Tower says, Jenny, I won the Daypole 7mm Jubilee wagon they were raffling off.
Well done.
Boom! Good for you.
Well done.
That's pretty cool, actually.
So, if you
that
were
was
to
the
press
wagon that
your-
they were raffling at Alexandra Palace.
Excellent, well done. So what we have here is the Jenny Kirk figure,
Yeah.
which that's the scan in colour, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's the colour that you should be aiming for. It's like, look at that forehead for red.
You had to go for hard mode on your top there, didn't you? So this is the actual thing.
See, I don't like the bear scan. I'm sorry, but that makes me look like I'm bald. And if we go further down, it makes me look like my belly's hanging out. My belly is not hanging out, but
That's just the folds in the top.
it does make me look fat. I am fat.
I did like the way it managed to get all of the curves and creases in your stuff, though.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really well done.
Yeah, not bad. So there we are, and it's only £3. It's £3.75 plus whatever local taxes apply to where you are. Imp344 says, just looking back at that crash, the loop could do with a set of trap points to protect the main line from the shuttle. Should it go wrong? And I think actually that's a pretty good idea. I do actually have some points. Maybe that's something I should do. And you can see actually the value of trap points and why they exist. When you saw that crash with two trains vying for the same piece of track, the trap points would have protected the one which did have right of way. So yeah, I think a set of trap points needs to go in there. It is quite a tight location, but I do have some spare points. So rather than putting in a trap point, I might just use a real point, which will just go nowhere because there's a bridge there. I'm just looking at the. Sorry, I'm spitballing a bit here. It's probably not quite so apparent.
I've got an idea. Why don't you put a wall so that when the train tries to go past, it just hits the wall and stops?
Okay.
A buffer stop. That's the word I couldn't think of.
Because the bridge is at a skew angle, so there's not actually enough room for two tracks on the bridge.
Yeah.
Which was a bit of an oversight because, quite frankly,
You've broken the bag of biscuits.
I was eager.
Oh, so now when I go to open it, they all just fall out.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
a menace, woman, a menace.
Yeah. Imp344. No, it is a very, very good suggestion, and I think absolutely right that is going to get a trap point. And actually, yeah, Peter Jackson Cheadle here says you could paint Jenny Mini-Me in Fireman's Blues. Absolutely, you don't have to stick to the original colour scheme. The stripy top is just merely what my trademark look is so that people can spot me.
When I paint
Does
you,
that
you're going to
mean-
have a different colour.
Does that mean if I don't wear stripy tops, people can't see me?
You'll be in disguise.
Actually, I might get Pico Do a trap point, and I've never bought or used them. But I'm looking there and thinking, might not be a bad idea. Yeah, I'm going to have a little think about that.
3B Rail says there's a new Akira Scale announcement coming this week. Any ideas? Yeah, the Mega Gronk.
I don't know. I don't think it would be a whole new model. I honestly, I don't know, in case Fran or Richard Watson are watching and going and starting to have the twitch when I say, well, actually, I honestly, nobody's told me, but I would suspect that after all of the buck jumper announcements, the J67, 68, 69. I suspect that if it's going to be a new model, it will be a new livery on a model that's coming anyway. So they may announce another J67, 68, 69 might be coming. Maybe a special commission like a website exclusive. Or one of the ones actually which I noticed is that the preserved example, I don't believe, has turned up. So there's an option. It could be another run of one of their wagons or the coaches. And I think that's more likely than an all-new model. Imp344 says the track point is designed to prevent runaways, unauthorised movements and divert them away from running lines. Absolutely. And I think that is one location that absolutely needs it. There is actually another location. We occasionally get runaways elsewhere on the ABC shuttles, and I think that I do actually honestly think that there's two locations I need to add catch points. And yeah,
or just a really big net.
No. But no, I'm going to look into that. It's and that make a nice video adding catch points to an existing layout.
Alex Dent says hi everyone, which I believe is a Gandalf moment.
Oh.
Gandalf. There we go.
Thanks, Gandalf and stunt Gandalf. So I'm going to finish off
Gandalf and Dandalf.
Yeah, I'm going to finish off my beverage of choice.
So, my biggest question now is, given all the announcements that we've had over this year, what are you looking forward to the most?
What, out of everything that's been announced?
Yeah.
You see, I think one of the things that really did excite me was the Bluetooth decoders, and we've had them. They've arrived, and they've basically delivered everything that was promised, everything that I was looking forward to, and more. And I think that I honestly think that Bluetooth decoders are a paradigm shift in the hobby. I think they're here to stay. And I think that we're going to see other manufacturers get on board. The one big problem is if there's no common standard.
Yeah,
I think they've got to all work together. And I think that this is a great opportunity for somebody like Hornby to actually be the bigger manufacturer and say, well, we want to set a standard. So we're effectively letting any other manufacturer use our standard and our app, so that for the greater good of the hobby, this system persists.
Yeah, you can't have proprietary, oh no, you've got to use our thing. I'm sorry, but if I've got a train that's using one decoder and a train that's using another, I'm not switching apps.
Yeah, and it's like DCC was successful precisely because there was a common standard. I mean, can you imagine if you needed your own control system for every single brand of decoder that you had running?
I just wouldn't bother.
It wouldn't have taken off.
No, I just stuck with the old stuff.
So, and like, encouragingly, it must be said that the developers are very amenable to this. I think the developers of the Bluetooth app and decoders understand that. You know, this isn't a light bulb moment for anybody. Everybody knows that that's what it needs. Mousehole Rail says, for me, the model I can't wait to get this year has to be the Acura Scale Rails Class 89. Actually, the Flying Badger does look nice in the Intercity.
What?
The Flying Badger. Just roll with the nicknames. Don't ask questions because it assumes I know the answers. And I think, yeah, that is definitely a good one. Iron Horse Railway says, Jen, what code is the track on Weir Yard? All of the track is code 100. If I was doing it again, I'd do it code 75, but I bought a lot of the track second-hand, like point work, and code 75 was like gold dust. Code 100 was a lot easier to get, especially things like double slips. If I was doing it again, I would do it as code 75. There are changes to this track plan that I would make. Like where the ABC shuttle is, it wouldn't just funnel straight into the main line. Imp344 says track points are a bit different and mostly controlled from a signal box to contain rolling stock within yard sidings and protect main lines. Yeah, you can have spring-loaded ones as well. I know on like inclines, so that if you have wagons that become detached and roll back, you have these like trap points which happen, effectively the train will go through and it just springs, lets it through. But when something comes the wrong way, it diverts them off into usually like a runaway pit. I know that on the is it the sheep pasture incline on the Cromford and High Peak, they didn't have anything to catch the runaways initially, and it said that there was a brake van got near the top being winched up, and what happened was that the line broke. So this give it a prod, would you? So what actually happened was that the brake van went back down. It's like a 1 in 8 or something like that. So it's very steep, and they reckon it reached 140 miles an hour. Somewhere near the bottom.
Wow.
Couldn't take the curve, obviously, and ended up, it flew across the canal and landed somewhere on the other side. And so they put in the capture pit, which is still there to this day. The actual incline's gone, but you can actually walk up it. It's a path. But there's a catch pit which actually contains the wrecked remains of another runaway wagon which ran away after they built the pit.
So after it launched, did it do a kickflip to Indy?
Katie,
you have no idea what I just said, do you?
I wasn't listening. And actually, James Pett, if I was doing it again, yes, I would use bullhead. I do like bullhead stuff. Although Wamgok says if you use code 75, some of your older wagons and locos may derail. That is something to take in mind. But the stuff that I run on Weir Yard is all, by and large, from post 1997. Tim Maslin, what makes code 75 better than code 100? Currently raising my layout, which means relaying my track. Code 75 just looks more like the actual thickness of real rail if you shrank it down.
Nice. Code
100 is basically overscale. Jennifer Horton says there's still the remains of a wagon in the catch pit at the bottom of the sheep pastures incline. Yep, that's the one. And Dave Holloway says there's a good video on catch and trap points on the Pico YouTube channel. Tim Maslin asks, I'm going to Rails of Sheffield on Thursday for the first time. Is it easy to park? Very easy. As long as you're not
spot as well.
Yeah, as long as you're not there at rush hour. There are parking restrictions on the main road at rush hour, but outside of rush hour times, you can just park outside. There is, I think it was an Aldi or something opposite, where you can park for a limited period of time as well. I
wouldn't try and push it though.
Yeah, read the signs, obviously. But on the road straight outside, could you give it a prod? It's being a poopy head.
It's being a git.
It's being a big fat slurpy poopy head. Right. Dongit's Mother Rower says code 75 Bullhead is nice. Accurate looking track for the steam and transition eras. Absolutely. And I really do like the DCC Concepts Legacy track work, because it's cutlery grade nickel silver, which means it doesn't go dirty. I mean, you might get like chunks of black and stuff on, but actually it turns out that doesn't stop your trains from running unless it gets really, really gungy. So, in terms of, I've missed a comment. Somebody said something about a Daypole loco they were really looking forward to.
Don't see it.
I got distracted by talking about Code 100 and stuff. Chris Mack says, evening everyone. We missed that.
A Monday clubber is never late to the wagon.
Now,
Nor is he early.
scroll down.
Precisely when he means to.
I think we've passed it. It was somewhere where... No, if I haven't mentioned, then do ask again. I've missed a comment.
Yeah.
And yeah, Iron Horse Railways Code 100 is easier to balance because the Code 75 tends to have quite shallow sleepers as well. But what am I actually looking forward to? I think of the announcements this year, the Great Eastern Railway Prussian Blue J67 is definitely up there. But also Golden Fleece 60030 in BR Green from Hornby is definitely one that I'm excited about because I had Golden Fleece from Hornby 00 as a kid. So that's one of the holy trinity for me of A4s that I must own, which are Silver King, Golden Fleece and Mallard. And actually the holy quadrilogy, if you include Sir Nigel Gresley. Well, I've got Sir Nigel Gresley in BR Blue, so close enough to the Garter Blue that Hornby 00 did it in, but I prefer the BR liveries. So I've got Sir Nigel Gresley, I've got Mallard, obviously, because you can't have a collection of A4s without Mallard. Yes, I know it's a kind of duck. But Silver King and Golden Fleece is still MIA. So Golden Fleece, definitely. I want that. The 88DS I've been waiting for with eagerness. Skipsy trains, absolutely. Rails of Sheffield, you can park on the road behind the shop. Go past the shop on left and take your first left. I park up there. So if you're going to be there for a while, or you're worried about going into the parking restriction times, which I think it's just rush hour, you can park on the road behind, but just bear in mind everybody else is trying to do that limited space. It's also where the staff of Rails park as well. So you might struggle to find a space.
So we have someone who's just said...
Wow. What?
They said it was something about Daypole and it's gone again.
Oh
my
no.
goodness.
Dongit's Model Railway, DCC Concepts don't sell points. We've missed the Daypole comment again. I'm really sorry. We're being Wally brains. Winston Busby says, might have been me, Jenny. Any news on the Daypole Rails of Sheffield D class? There we go. We got there in the end. I haven't got any further news on that. If there is, they haven't told me.
So, guys, we're coming up on the point where we're going to start with
tonight's gone quick, hasn't it?
Yeah, tonight's really flown by.
Will Tucker, can I just read this out?
Of course you can. Sure, do what you want.
Oh, in that case.
Within reason.
Will Tucker says, looking forward to the Hornby West Country Braunton, home of some early 19th century ancestors.
Nice.
Ben Tullett does ask, though, is the answer Daypole?
Only if the question is, who's that guy over there in the blue? Daypole.
Oh, did you order those hoodies?
Oh, I knew there was something else supposed to do over the weekend.
You need to do that tonight.
I will do that tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll get them. So, Jen.
So. Right, so this is from Pete Buss.
No, Peter Jackson at Cheadle Heath.
Peter Jackson, Cheadle Heath. I was reading the top.
Yeah, always read what people actually tell you their name is.
I'm sorry, I was reading, like from the top down. So this is from Pete Jackson, Cheadle Heath. It says, hi Jenny and Zoe. Here is another shortish video, 2 minutes 38 seconds, showing a Lego model railway layout. Ooh.
Yeah.
It was on show at Model Rail Scotland in February.
This really piqued my interest, I have to say. So, here we are. This is called a playout. It's a Lego layout for play. So, here we go.
So, Jennifer... Oh, have you checked the sound? Yep. Jennifer Horton says, Sir Nigel Gresley kept mallard ducks at his house. Ducks are cool. I have a photo of him feeding them. Oliver Bullied said the choice of 4468 for the first Carl Chap blast pipe double chimney wasn't an accident. He basically went, oh, well, the mallard will breathe properly.
So,
Ooh, biscuits.
I have to say, this is surprisingly detailed.
I'm impressed by those coaches.
Yeah.
They don't look like Lego.
No, they don't.
This stuff has come a long way since I was a kid.
Yeah, when I was a kid, the Lego train stuff, I remember seeing something in a catalogue, and it looked pretty interesting, but also pretty expensive. But yeah,
That
this
is
is actually
nice.
really cool. That is...
Lego is cool.
Yeah, Lego's great. But, oh, the houses and everything. Oh, wow.
And look at the locos. There's not a dimple in sight. Oh,
No,
that's
'cause they're using
Gordon.
blanking sheets, aren't they? Oh my goodness. I would be very tempted to try and build my own locos. That's my problem.
They are nice.
Yeah, these are something special. Oh, you can see some dimples on the one there with the.
The coach is meant to have dimples down the
No,
middle.
look at the one with the pantograph. It had a few dimples on the top.
Wow.
So yeah, that is really really cool.
Although
though.
Stevie Film points out Lego sets cost more than a Hornby locomotive.
Yes, Ellen, you
I mean-
are. Oh, this is.
LNU, what is it? So, London and North Railway.
Who knows?
I don't know.
That is so good. I love the way they've done on all the ground and different heights.
Imp 344
This is
says, I missed the
amazing.
GNER livery. Glad I got a modeler one. Yeah, GNER was a tragedy that they just disappeared. And it was there was
That was a mess the way that happened.
I'm trying to remember. It was some kind of meddling from higher up, or what was the deal on that? Or did they
GNER were causing issues. They were routinely late, but they were starting to get themselves back on track, and they just got the
They,
thing taken
didn't
off
the
them anyway.
license just got given to somebody else?
Yeah,
or
it wasn't a
something?
Virgin,
Yeah.
and it almost felt like revenge.
Why? What had they done?
They'd messed up, and someone wasn't happy. And even though they were starting to get back on track, like, no, you're just not.
I never had a problem with GNER.
Oh, I did all the damn time. It was so hard to get a train sometimes.
Ben Tullett says that is excellent. I love seeing these.
I was
Lego models.
I was just amazed.
Yeah, the trains they create at Legoland Windsor are cool as well. I think they did have
Lego,
a
that
Sprinter
made me
DMU
where I
at
saw
one
it.
point.
Photographs of Legoland and the Beano.
You see, Lego was like Technic Lego was always expensive. I mean, I can
Oh, yeah.
remember. It would have been, when would it have been? About 1990. I'll be honest with you. I remember getting bought a Technic Lego test car, and I remember
wow.
even then in 1990, you were looking at £60 for the set, which that's a lot of money in 1990.
I had a small Lego Technic right when it first started to come out, like the tiny box. And my dad and I made a helicopter, and it was so heavy it wouldn't fly, but it was amazing to see my Lego move.
Yeah, I don't think they're intended to fly, but I had quite a lot of Technic Lego. I had the seaplane was a fun one, but I
Wow.
used to mod them. I used to add to make them better and more complex. So I have to say that the test car got converted to right-hand drive, and I added reverse gear and an extra 2 cylinders, so it became a V6, and a representation of the cooling system. With the seaplane, I motorised it, but with kept the engine. So the motorisation kit thing, you had to remove the engine, and I managed to motorise it with the engine, so you could spin the engine as well. It's pretty cool. Anyway, Skipsy Train says GNER's Sea Containers parent company went bust, and without a parent company guarantee, couldn't afford the payments to DFT, franchise then
Right.
won by National Express, which went well.
Oh, yes. Right, so next up, well, thank you for that, because that does
We were wondering.
that does help.
Oh,
Jen,
oh.
go on then.
Flammer Chen 1 says there's rumblings that the Perth show isn't going to have the ice rink venue in Perth, as the council want to close the Dewar Centre on grounds of cost. Oh no.
Unfortunately, that happened. I remember
What?
Darren Wasps moved to Newcastle because of that.
Charlie Chim says I have tons of Lego, including a Star Destroyer.
Nice.
Oh, hold on. There's I'm sure there's a. Give me one moment. I'm sure there's some kind of tune for that. I'm afraid that's the closest we can get to the Imperial March. And that would be the Class 8 Symphony Orchestra that was billed in the intro.
Absolutely. So next up, Jen, we have from Skipsy Trains.
Says, good evening, Jenny and Zoe. Good
Good
evening,
evening.
Stipsy Trains. I hope you're well. I have finally started to edit some of the footage filmed over the Christmas break. Yes, I know it's March already. This video is the first of these edits, which also includes my full rake of the new Hornby Midland Pullman, which was filmed this year because the coaches weren't released until January. I hope you enjoy and keep safe.
Of course we'll enjoy. Here we go. This is Skipsy Trains.
So, here we are. Upwell and Onwards says Lego is fantastic toy that expands the mind. Absolutely, actually. It's
Wow,
like,
you would not be able to tell this was made from Lego.
it's not. But you know, call me Snake says use the Force, Zoe.
I tried that, but I pulled a muscle.
But no, Lego's like the modern Meccano, especially Technic Lego. But
Yeah.
it's. I would wholeheartedly recommend it. Although what I wouldn't recommend about Lego is standing on a block in bare feet. That is only beaten by the sensation of standing on an upturned 3-pin plug
Yes, I love that
in
bridge.
bare feet. This
The
bridge is amazing. I love it.
Little narrowboats going underneath.
4-track bridge. It's just such a great place to watch trains go by on.
A 4-track bridge, is that better than or worse than the 8-track tape?
Katie Walker says, look up the Imperial March with Pokemon.
I've seen it, it's great.
Apparently it's creepy.
It's a lot of Pikachus
Oh.
marching in sequence. It's
Stevie
great.
Film says, I have 2 of the original Technic sets from the late 70s.
Wow, in that case I wasn't there for the first ones. That was Shure Technic came around in the 80s. Wow.
I remember getting some in the 80s. My period was sort of like mid-80s to mid-90s.
Yes,
In fact, no, mid-80s to sort of early 90s.
Mine would be mid-80s, but I
Oh,
only ever
look.
got one set.
The station area has developed a lot.
It's looking great.
I like the Art
love it.
Deco signal box. I always said that's the one that I wanted for there. But
Yeah. We never did it.
although actually I like what's there now, it must be said.
Yeah.
This has really come together nice. Really has.
This is...
It's such a pleasing
Yes.
location to watch trains go by.
yeah.
Mousehole Rail asks, Skipsy Trains, is that an EWS Shark fan? I believe Hornby did do one in that livery.
Oh, that's an angle we haven't
The
seen.
Shark brake vans, EWS still had a couple at some point. I think the final brake van in actual use on the network was a Shark brake van being used by EWS.
Wow.
Yeah, EWS. It'll be a Hornby model, so you should be able to track back and work out
Is that
which...
the squirrel next to the bins?
Squirrel! I don't know.
That is cool if it is.
This has come together nice.
This is looking good, yeah.
Oh, the blue Pullman. That actually, for a HST, I do like that livery.
Yeah, normally you're not a fan of this stuff, are you?
No, I think the HST really suits the blue Pullman livery. It's weird to see them, though, without a yellow front end.
Upwell and Onwards has a good question. I wonder what new 009 stock will be released this year.
It's pretty much certain that we're going to get the 240 plus tender mainline Hunslets. It's already printed in the manual. It shows that variant, so that is going to come. Pretty much guarantee that. We're going to see, I guess, delivery of the R&AD diesel locomotive. That's one of the outstanding announcements. As for completely new announcements, I think some of the Festiniog Railway bogie coaches, that's certainly an area where I think that there's more to be announced.
What I would like to see, though, is...
one of the Welsh Highland Railway Garretts?
No, there's got to be a lot of stuff that was designed but never put into practice. That's a
nice
great
framing.
shot. That is a great shot. Something that was designed but never put into production. Like they put out tenders for this, that, and the other, and all these different potential designs. I'd love to see some of those as a kind of what-if line. There's got to be some.
Well, what about the North Wales Narrow Gauge Railway single fairlies? They'd be a fairly obvious thing to do.
Oh, for goodness sake, John. What are you like? But you know what I mean, mate? The trains that never were. I'd love to see something like that. Beautiful choice, though, but I think a Garrett might cost more than a fairly. Fairly pricey, yeah.
Yeah, a Garrett would not be cheap, but I think it's only a matter of time. We're slowly getting all these narrow gauge prototypes. The double fairly, I think a lot of people would have said that would have been too expensive to produce, but Gronk it up, Gronk it up, Gronk it up. Not a cult.
Yes.
Imp 344. Just check we've got the cameras coming up. Imp 344 says a loco that was designed but never built. How about the Grizzly and Spencer proposed LNER 482 class? There's plenty that were made, which I think would be
I would love to see
more
stuff like
worthy
that.
candidates. I want to see the T1 and the S1, the LNER 084 hump shunters. Well, actually, no, the T1 was a 480, the S1 was an 084.
There is one particular steam locomotive that I would love to see come out on something like N-Gauge or 00. The locomotive from Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Okay.
It's not any particular model of locomotive that was actually used. It's a mixture of several, so that it looks the part, but isn't particularly aligned to any particular time or date.
Ben Tollett says 009 Garrett required and more industry-focused 009 gauge locos, like the ones seen at Statfold Barn Railway and other preserved narrow gauge lines.
Industry focus is a good point. A lot of manufacturers do seem to get their little area of expertise and not tend to go out of it. It's like Airfix. So much military aircraft. Where's the civilian stuff? I need some civilian stuff, man.
Marin49 asks, do I have a 00 Garrett? I do. Excuse me.
You're excused.
So I do have one in LMS photographic grey, with immense thanks to Warbler Productions for that. Warbler Productions says in 009 loves some more War Department locos like the Alco 262, Hunslet 460 or Baldwin Gas Mechanical 040. I mean, we've got the War Department 460 from Bachmann, and I have to say that is an amazing loco. A lot of them were sold on into industry. Certainly the Tallaght Railway is an untapped area. Possibly not been touched because of problems with, certainly from Bachmann, they've got the Thomas the Tank Engine licence and they have to tread carefully around that because they don't want people jumping down their throats.
Well, no one does. That would get really painful.
But yeah, there's like the Harrogate, was it the Harrogate Gasworks 2-foot gauge loco? Was it the Festiniog for a good while? It's ended up at Statfold Barn. That could be a good contender.
Yeah, Simon Trains has just gone and had a look for it. The Assassin's Creed Syndicate locomotive looks like a GWR broad gauge with a cow catcher and smoke deflectors. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's broad gauge.
It's ticking all boxes for all conceivable markets.
Yes.
Mark Wilson, the god of modelling, he is actually. Do we have anything from Mark Wilson?
We might have.
We might.
Oh, Iron Horse has a good point. He'd love to see the locomotive from Final Fantasy VII. Yes. Now that would be very interesting. I would love to see that.
See, I think next week, what about if we do a theme of which locomotive would you really want to see ready to run and why? See, for me, I think the S1 and T1 hump shunters, because I just think they've got a real presence. They're quite a behemoth of a locomotive. If you did do the T1, you should also do the A8, because they were outwardly very similar, just a different wheel arrangement. I think if the likes of a Curascale did that, you could do both the A8 and T1 using very careful design of tooling. What about the Beams 084? See, I love these big tank locomotives. I'd love to see a Decapod, the 010O, was it Great Eastern Railway or Great Northern Railway? I think it might have been Great Eastern Railway, the Decapod. That I would love to see. I'd love to see a crane tank, J92, or is it a J78? Upwell and onwards, there's a loco I'd love in ready to run as the NCB Garrett. Absolutely. J. Paul Anderson says LNER S1 would be great. Carlton Tweedle, with you on that, Class 13. I think the problem with the Class 13 is effectively you have to tool up your own Class 8. So unless Bachmann or Hornby did it and found a way of incorporating it into the tooling suite for their existing Class 08, then I think the Class 13 is going to be tricky. Although, I do wonder, I suspect not, but I do wonder whether Hellion, in tooling up for the Class 11 and Class 12, might have their eye on it, also releasing their own Class 08, and maybe something like a Class 13 would be a real eye-catcher from a tooling suite.
The monorails from the original Thunderbird, says John Copping. That would be interesting, yeah.
Or the ones that were used in like You Only Live Twice in the Volcano Lair are actually, they're a real system. And if you go to the Tanat Valley Railway, you can actually ride on one of those.
Don't tell my dad, he'll be there and he won't leave. Right,
yeah.
we got one.
Decapod was Great Eastern Railway Class A55. But yeah, I'd love to see it in its tank form.
So next up we have from Simon Trains. Jen, if you could read that out.
So, this is Simon Trains, aka Simon Poole. This is Hi Jenny and Zoe. Quick video from 2 steam locomotives at Rugeley Trent Valley today with LMS Jubilee 45699 Galatea as 45627 Sierra Leone and LMS Black 5 44932 at Rugeley Trent Valley, around 4 hours apart. Was a Stania Fest on the West Coast mainland, as
Jen,
it should be.
Could you pronounce Sierra Leone again?
Sierra Leone.
You said Sierra Leone.
I'm sorry.
Where is this that you're talking about?
It's some kind of spaghetti western. Sergio
yes,
Leone.
the
soundtrack was provided by Ennio Morricone. That's all you need to know.
47762 Ennio Morricone.
Yeah. Right, are we ready?
Oh, look at the steam on that. That looks great.
Wow,
that's going at some speed.
Is that speeded up? That seems very, very fast.
He's going at a fair lick.
Oh, yeah, he's not going to sell many ice creams going at that speed.
Vic Freak says he'd like to see the bullied Q1 style Pacific that was planned but never built. There exists a wooden mock-up about an ore gauge somewhere. That would be interesting to see.
I would love to say...
Thank you for sending that in, Simon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great to see that. Just check that
I'm checking now. Yes, we have the things on screen.
Matt Toman says it's cold here in Denver, Colorado. Denver, Colorado. Oh, so you're not. How far is that from Durango in Colorado? Because that's where soundtracks are based.
Those big.
Oh, Ben Tullett says the Darjeeling Himalaya steam locos would be great looking 009 locos to see model.
Ooh.
Yes, absolutely.
Ooh, yeah.
And there is at least one, possibly two, in the UK. So,
So we could see it.
yeah, I think that's a good shout actually for 009. Darjeeling Himalaya steam locos. And I think there's a lot of modelers over in places like India would love those. I'm sure they could do a distribution deal.
So next up we have from Edward Elric. Got this from the Basingstoke Model Railway Exhibition on the 11th.
Yeah, I mean this is
So
going
what
back
is
to
this?
the kind of bargains.
Yes, we love a bargain, don't we?
Is that a manor or something? I'm just or is it collet or I can't tell from that. Should we?
Well, I can. It's a
there
collet.
Collet. Hey, I did say that as the second.
You did. You
It
actually.
had me thrown.
You were pretty good with that.
It had me thrown because the magic of uprighto vision was
You
not
don't
available.
need uprighto vision.
So thank you for sharing this.
That was
and
great,
It just
thank you.
shows actually.
Bargains are still out there.
There is, yeah, absolutely. Today, £69. Hornby DCC ready. 75 XXX 4MT tender loco from Arcadia Models. Also, don't forget, we were talking about the Bluetooth stuff. We've actually got two Bluetooth locos.
Yeah, you've got
whizzing
some blue teeth.
I love that. Oh, I think it sounds like he's trying to do the Imperial March.
Okay.
You've got to remember he's only got two notes. He can only do high and low.
Okay.
Marin49 asks, what about the 010 Licky Banker? Well, that's already been announced. That is forthcoming from KR Models.
Right, I've got something here.
Oh,
Go on.
Peter Jackson Cheal Heath says, try Thunderbolt Models. I think they're doing something from that area. So yes, Thunderbolt Models down in Coventry do specialise in overseas railways. I've seen a lot of Zimbabwean railways, items South African railways.
Yes, I'm still building that South African.
Oh, the blockhouse.
Blockhouse, yeah. I must get the roof on that. It's almost done.
Jennifer Horton says only one Darjeeling and Himalaya railway loco in the UK. It's number 19. Was owned by Adrian Shooter, but will soon be auctioned following his passing. R.I.P. Sorry to hear that. Yeah. Will Tucker also says the late Adrian Shooter's Darjeeling steam loco is about to be auctioned off. Egg Rider suggests that 009 likes to see the Vale of Ryedale 262s with livery variations, including the yellow Prince of Wales. That's my childhood in 009.
So next up we've got some interesting things that I think you'll enjoy, Jen. This one's from Mark Rogerson, if you'd like to have a read.
Actually, funnily enough, before we do that, 57305 Northern Princess says, you need to put, oh no, my bargains on the soundboard.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
That and the Gronk it up,
Gronk it up!
Gronk it up, Gronk it up, not a cult.
We have to say that for legal reasons.
Yes. Iron Horse Railways asks Jenny which sound profile from the new HM7K range would best suit a Class 17. To my ear, they kind of sound like a Class 16. I couldn't tell you, to be honest. I tend not to go too far off-piste certainly with diesel locos. They do have quite a distinctive sound.
M344 has a very interesting take on the what-ifs.
What if nationalisation never happened and the standards were sold to the Big Four to help standardise the loco fleets? But who would have built them? Surely, like Riddles, he was an LMS man. So you would have probably seen the standards rock up as being LMS-designed locomotives. I'm guessing that things like the Q1, we would have seen a development of those sort of no-frills, budget-type locomotives. I think that we would have also seen more proliferation of electrification because that was still on the cards anyway. Financially, though, the railways were struggling after the Second World War, lack of investment.
What wasn't?
Yeah. But they were still profitable into the 50s, and that's why it was so shocking the amount of money that was squandered with the ill-thought-out modernisation plan. I think you would have still seen a lot of rail closures. Don't think that it would have protected all the railways out there. I think that we probably wouldn't have seen as many rail closures. But what really hamstrung Britain's railways was the common carrier status. And unless they could have very quickly repealed the common carrier status, which effectively, common carrier means that you have to legally accept any goods presented to you for carriage and take them to their destination. The problem with that was that a lot of this traffic was hemorrhaging money. And it needed to be repealed. It hamstrung British Railways, it hamstrung the Big Four.
Yeah, that seems a bit like, There's a lot of ways to really mess with people if you do that. So, Jen, we've got, we're coming up to the end, and I'd like you to have a read of this while I put it on the screen.
Okay.
So that we can all have a look at what's going on.
So this is from Mark Rogerson. It says, "Hi Jen and Zoe, wanted to share a few pics with you of a water tower I made using 3 small bottles, a toner bottle, a travel mouthwash bottle and some pins for rivets. Finally an old model sprue for the pipes. It's worth thinking twice before throwing something out."
I like the idea here. So here's the bottles you've got, and the pins, and for reference, a Thomas the Tank Engine.
Absolutely, and it, on the subject, yeah, but it's not painted there.
Yeah, but look at it.
It's modelled on. If you look on the screen behind,
that's what I'm saying. Oh,
the chances are that's exactly how they made the original prop.
Wouldn't surprise me.
But sprue as well. Sprue I've used in oil depots for pipe work, in industrial layouts. Grove Street Yard incorporated a lot of sprue getting used.
This is looking amazing.
This is interesting. So this is painted using a sponge to get the different textures. The paint effect on that is incredible.
So good.
That is really, really good. Nigel Cole says he's certainly got a lot of bottle. Sarah Davis says, "Thursday is my 10-year heart anniversary. That's 10 years since my heart attack. Oh gosh. I hope you're doing
still
good.
Here.
Hope you're doing okay."
Yeah, that water tower, my goodness, is amazing.
But the paint finish actually they got on that is really, really good.
That is
so
sweet.
Thanks for sharing that. It just goes to show that
a little bit of creative thinking. Thank you very much, Mark.
Donget's Model Railway says common carrier specified the price for carriage too, so they couldn't cut prices to compete for profitable traffic or raise prices to cover costs on unprofitable traffic.
I'm sorry, but
it's just
price fixing like that does no one any good.
Yeah, I mean, look what it did to the railway. It decimated
Look what it did to the Romans. Price fixing was brought in by Diocletian during his reformation of the Roman Empire, and the only thing that it did was destroy the Roman economy. The only person that ended up paying the set price was the emperor. Because you can't do it. It doesn't work. Oh my goodness. Right, guys, we've got 7 minutes left. I'm going to quickly grab a video. I'm going to pick one at random, actually. So here we go.
I'm going to move the Class 73 onto the main line so we can actually run it.
Fair enough. So our final video tonight will be from Sarah Davis. And she says... What did she say? Sorry, I'm trying to use 2 screens at once here. It's not working too well. Because I don't have swivel eyes that I can move independently. So Sarah says, "Hi Zoe, I saw this after leaving Bedford on Friday after 10 a.m. No music, just a bit of my horrible voice. No one likes the sound of their own voice. Oh, I don't know, I've met politicians." So here we go. This one is a locomotive on the road.
Oh, that's
Not so where you'd normally want to see a locomotive, but here it is. Oh, it's a big one.
that is one of those Hunslets.
That is a big one.
Are they the battery-powered ones?
That was very cool. Thank you very much. Now we get to see all the weird things Jen's been watching, like Beep Beep I'm a Sheep, which if you've ever heard, you will now have stuck in your head on repeat because it's one of those catchy tunes that's really annoyingly catchy. But Jen, as a final thing, if there was one locomotive from anywhere in the world in any time and money was no object, which one would you want? Like the actual thing, which one would you want?
Well, the real thing from
Yes.
any locomotive.
Money's no object, any time, any place, anywhere.
I think that if I could go back in time and save any locomotive, that's a toughie actually. There's quite a lot. Could you give that a little push? It needs a power bank.
Yeah.
What I might actually do is pinch the power bank out of the
Out the other one.
56. And that is what's been causing all the problems.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be quite able to get...
It's the pickups. It's a Clayton battery electric. So I think that is just...
The lights keep going on and off as well. I don't think it can do it.
Yeah,
It doesn't...
okay,
look
push
happy.
it back this way.
Alright. So, what were we saying?
I think actually Big Bertha is one which should have gone into the National Collection. That one is definitely a locomotive that should have been preserved. But then from a purely selfish point of view, I'll be completely honest and say, why is this not...
It's not happy, Jan.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the decoder. I think it's that, Loco's not quite happy.
Yeah. I think the Licky Banker should have been preserved. I would have also said Silver King as an A4. Really would have loved that one to survive. And that's like selfish because that's one I had as a kid in the model form.
Yeah, but like I said, so if money was no object and...
DX Goods is a glaring omission. And it's a shame actually in the 60s when the Sheep Pasture Incline winding house was upgraded to electric motors literally 3 years before they closed the line, probably using the cost of doing so as justification that the line wasn't making any money. Iron Horse Railway says, I'd have GT3, the new battery-powered Class 18, so Swarbler production built by Clayton's in Burton Podtrent. But no, there was a DX Goods boiler and chassis with the motion being used as the winding house. That's what got replaced. So a DX Goods in pieces survived through until the early 60s and wasn't saved. It is a shame.
Yeah.
Donget's Model Railway HS4000 Kestrel.
Yeah?
So there's a lot of different things.
There's a lot that should have been. Okay, guys, we are coming to the end, but Jen, do we have a sponsor?
We do. The Monday Club comes in association with Roca Prototype Models, where detail, accuracy and value for money go hand in hand. With their debut model of SafePack auto racks wowing model railroaders alike, now is your chance to order these in road names and configurations to accurately reproduce auto rack workings from 1974 to the present day on your model railroad. Order today from rocamodels.com and see the full range for yourself.
Press the button, and there we are. So thank you very much again to Roca, who are our proud sponsors tonight. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, you guys, for coming. And Vic Freak as well, just seen your comment. Munsell Z Class would have been fantastic, barking up the Alps on the Mid-Pants Railway. Apparently one was set aside because I think it was the Bluebell Railway were interested in purchasing it and they just simply couldn't raise the money. Beachy Head, one of the H2 Atlantics as well, is another one that got away. Funnily enough, Silver Link is an A4 that got away. Billy Butlin wanted to buy that for putting on display. excuse me, in one of his holiday parks. Although arguably, because he couldn't get that, may well have paved the ground for one of the Duchesses to be saved instead. So you never know.
Yeah.
But until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying you take great care of yourself. It's been great having you along. Don't forget to tickle that like button, share the stream, and subscribe. Also, we have all the merch in the description box somewhere down below. And on top of that, the Monday Club wagon is available to order in limited quantities from Rails of Sheffield. We were expecting them to ship out last week, but apparently there's been another delay.
These things happen, unfortunately.
There's also a mini-me that you can get from Model U. So if
There
you want
is.
to get your own Model U, then do so. And over the next few weeks, we would love to see photographs of where you place Mini-Me. I shall call you Mini-Me.
In fact, let's do a contest.
What do people win?
A t-shirt.
A t-shirt.
Yeah. T-shirt of their choice from the merch store.
Okay.
Or the best positioning of a Jenny
The
on
best,
their layout.
the best cameo of Jenny on a model layout.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's say we'll do it at the end of June. So
We'll
people
give a
got
couple of
plenty
months.
time.
You got a couple of months to pick up the model, paint it, and then find a way of incorporating it. So, I mean, one of the things I suggested is I'd love to see like a roadworks scene where there's a me in the hole digging out the spoil, and then there's another mini-me stood on the pile of spoil shoveling it back in. So they're like working against each other. I think
that would be hilarious.
I think that would be great. So if you haven't seen the mini-me, I am holding a shovel. So you could even have me mucking out your dung heap. I don't know. But
a 1 in 12 version with an N-gauge one on the shovel.
mini-me shoveling, even more mini-me.
That would be so funny.
Or you could also cut off the shovel and replace it with some other implement of your choice. Could have a Hoover or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So there we go. All great ideas, but we'd love to hear from you, and we're going to offer up one of the t-shirt of your choosing from the merch store.
Yep.
So we'll give you a couple of months. But anyway, you guys take great care of yourself. It's been great having your company. Take care. Bye for now.
Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
The train now departing is a 2102 service to Noisy Hall,
Stopping at Grove Street Yard, Bolton Trinity Road. That unknown layout, Eindhoven, over at Philadelphia somehow, and then on to Noisy Hall. That's the 2102 service to Noisy Hall. If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together, because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Good night.
Good night. Oh, no services to Potato Mountain?
The train now departing from platform 157 is the express train to Meneth Tatters, stopping only at Tatters Newark. That's the 2103 service to Meneth Tatters.
Stevie Films says, thank you so much, Jenny and Zoe. You made Monday afternoon at work so much more bearable. You're absolutely welcome.
Absolutely.
Take care, everybody.
Night night.